This podcast is brought to you by TrophySmack.com. And please vote for our friend Shawin from the Goosebumps Crew podcast to win the Face of Halloween 2025. The link is in the description. Your vote is appreciated.
Welcome back to the AI Analysis Podcast. Today we're shouting out our friends and fellow podcasters, the Goosebumps Crew.
Yes, we are. And we're jumping into something really interesting today. A real convergence of digital fandom and actual physical community.
Right.
It's all centered around the Goosebumps Crew's massive convention debut, their first ever live appearance together.
Yeah, this isn't just, a regular trip for them. It feels like a huge moment.
It absolutely is. For them and honestly for the whole Goosebumps community.
Okay, so they're heading to San Antonio, Texas, Cursed CityCon 2025. That's September 27th and 28th, the last weekend of the month.
Exactly. And what we want to do today is really unpack why this specific convention appearance is such a big deal.
It's more than just an event, right? It feels like. Like the perfect meeting point. You've got R.L. Stine, the artists, all that history.
Meeting the modern commentary, the fans who are keeping it alive right now, the crew.
Yeah.
It's that intersection.
So let's set the stage a bit. Cursed CityCon. Where is it happening?
To the Marriott San Antonio Airport.
Oh.
And they're very clear. They don't want to be just another Comic-Con.
Okay.
Their goal is to be a top spot for horror fans. The mission statement actually says, thrills, chills, and a wickedly good time.
Catchy.
Yeah. And they really stress creating an experience that's immersive, but also inclusive and safe.
That's important.
Definitely. And apparently, based on feedback from year one, people really felt that. Safety and inclusivity were big wins for them early on.
Okay, so let's talk about that growth. Because Cursed CityCon, it's not like it's been around forever, right? It's pretty new.
Brand new, practically.
Yeah.
Which makes its trajectory fascinating. It's really established itself quickly.
So year one, that was 2024, just last year.
Just last year.
Right.
And it started as a focused one-day thing, very strategic.
How so?
They called it a love letter to two specific franchises, Five Nights at Freddy's and Scream. Smart move, hits a younger, very engaged horror audience.
Right, those are huge online, and they didn't just, dip their toes in.
No, they went for it. Got Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface, instantly recognizable.
Wow. Okay, that's a statement for year one.
But it wasn't just about the big voice guest. They brought in the actual stunt actors who played the animatronics in the F&F movie, the whole team.
That's cool, so it's more interactive.
Exactly. It showed they cared about the physical side of fandom, not just grabbing a photo op. It set a tone.
What else did they have that first year?
Well, they really tried to make it an experience. They had an actual escape room set up, tons of unique horror vendors, crafters, and a big costume contest.
Ah, yes, the contest. I heard about the winner.
The Bonnie costume from F&F.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it was spectacular. Showed the level of talent the con was attracting right away.
And didn't they do something with films, too?
They did. This is really interesting. They partnered with a group called Terra High, turned a panel room into a mini theater, showcasing amateur horror short films, giving indie filmmakers a platform.
That's great for the community.
Totally. But here's the kicker. They also got a studio partnership. They showed a sneak peek of Smile 2 before it hit theaters.
Wait, really? For a first-year regional con?
I know. That kind of validation is super rare. It means Hollywood noticed they were doing things right, drawing a real crowd.
Okay, so they definitely proved themselves in 2024.
Hugely impressive package for a single day. They also had JML Films there, JM Logan's company, with costumed monsters and actors interacting with people. Just really well-rounded.
So if year one was the proof, year two is leveling up.
Big time. They've expanded to 2 full days for 2025, Saturday and Sunday, which, is way more complex logistically.
Requires more guests, more planning.
Everything. And the organizer, Jesus Hernandez, he said year two is meant to be a big, memorable event.
And the theme this year is leaning heavily into
Goosebumps, especially Saturday. That's when the biggest names, including the headliner, are there. It's kind of the Goosebumps celebration day.
Gotcha. So for you listening, this isn't just some small local show. Cursed CityCon, in just 1 year, became a real destination for horror fans.
Absolutely, which makes it the perfect place for the Goosebumps crew to make their big professional debut. It's like an endorsement.
Okay, let's pivot to the crew themselves. Isaiah Margus, Bjorn Pellick, Nick Shaw.
Some of the biggest Goosebumps nerds on the planet, as they say.
And they're not wrong.
not at all. They cover literally everything: the books, the TV show, movies, games, even the weird, obscure merch.
The deep cuts.
Oh, yeah. If it has the Goosebumps name on it, they've probably talked about it. But it goes beyond just talking. They've made real waves.
Let's talk about those achievements, because that's what really sets them apart.
Right. Two things really stand out. First, their interview work. They got one of the only really in-depth recent interviews with Catherine Long.
Carly Beth from The Haunted Mask, from the original 90s show.
Exactly. Getting someone like her, who hasn't done a lot of public stuff in years, that shows the trust they built, their credibility.
But then they topped that, didn't they?
They really did. They managed to pull off a full reunion of the main Haunted Mask cast. Catherine Long, Catherine Short, Amos Crawley, all together for a Halloween special.
That must have been amazing for fans who grew up with that, like stepping back in time.
People described it just like that, like a time machine back to Fox Kids. It was huge.
And this dedication hasn't gone unnoticed, right? They've won awards.
Yes. This is important context. The Arete Awards, which recognize fan podcasts and content creators, in 2023, their first year eligible, they won Best New Podcast.
Wow, straight out of the gate.
And they also won Best Guest that year for their interview with Tim Jacobus, the cover artist.
Okay, so immediate recognition.
Then, in 2024, they kept it going. Won Best Guest again, this time for that Catherine Long interview we mentioned.
Makes sense.
And then they took home the big one, Podcast of the Year for 2024.
Podcast of the Year. Okay, so they're not just a fan podcast. They're an award-winning, recognized resource.
Exactly. Critically acclaimed. And Catherine Long actually said something really insightful about their work.
What was that?
She said, it's an era of television that we'll never get back, so it's nice that people still appreciate it and connect with it and still find relevance in it.
And the crew is actively proving that relevance.
That's what they do, by winning these awards, by bringing these creators back.
So this convention appearance, it's the next logical step, really.
It's their professional evolution. First time all three, Isaiah, Bjorn, Nick, will be together under one roof for a live gig like this.
And they're not just attending, they're guests, vendors, they'll have their own booth.
Yep. Official guests, own merch booth. It's the full package.
Now the commitment level here. Tell us about Bjorn.
This is just wow. Bjorn is flying all the way from Australia.
From Australia?
Yes. His first time ever in the United States, just for this convention.
Okay, that is dedication. That elevates this whole thing.
Absolutely. Think about the logistics. Visas, the flight, the time difference.
Yeah.
All for a weekend focused on, scary kids books.
It shows how incredibly significant this is for them, for the whole team, and their global audience.
Massive significance.
Oh.
And the timing is just perfect, too.
How so?
Well, this year, 2025, it marks 2 major anniversaries for the franchise.
Right, the TV show.
The 90s TV show turns 30, and the first movie, the Jack Black one.
That's 10 years old already. Wow.
Yep. And Cursed CityCon has managed to gather guests that kind of represent that whole timeline. It's a tribute to both milestones.
Okay, so let's dive into this Goosebumps family guest list they've put together. Who's coming?
All right, let's start with arguably the most iconic visual contributor.
Tim Jacobus, the original cover artist.
The man himself. His art. It wasn't just covers, it was the brand. Those bright neonish colors, the creepy perspectives.
That is Goosebumps, visually. That's what I saw growing up.
Totally. That style just jumped off the bookstore shelves. He had this way of using bold colors, not the usual dark, muted horror tones. And the compositions often pull you right in.
Like the Haunted Mask cover, or Horrorland.
Exactly. And the con organizers shared a great story about Jacobus's impact.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up in a border town, Goosebumps books were actually banned in some schools there.
Really? Banned?
Yep. Which, of course, just made them cooler. He remembers the Welcome to Horrorland cover, the Jacobus art, being seen as totally taboo. It made it irresistible.
Huh. The forbidden fruit effect.
Classic. It really captures that subversive appeal the books had. And here's a cool personal angle for the crew.
They know Jacobus, right? They've had him on the show. That award-winning interview.
Yeah, they've known him for years digitally. But for some of them, specifically Isaiah and Bjorn, this con will be the first time they actually meet him in person.
Oh, that's great. So it's creating new history for them, too.
Exactly. Okay, shifting gears to the movies. Avery Jones.
Slappy. From the 2015 movie, The Puppeteer.
That's him. And he's apparently become quite close with the crew. He's going to be there. And word is he's bringing a surprise or two.
Ooh, intriguing. More puppets.
Probably. Maybe not just Slappy. Some other cool stuff from his collection. Shows he's ready to play along with the con vibe.
And there's that funny story about the mini brands.
Oh, yeah. The crew talked about how Avery's been desperately hunting for this super rare, glow-in-the-dark Slappy mini brands book.
Like the tiny collectible?
Exactly. And they've been joking about trying to find one to surprise him with at the con. It's just that perfect, nerdy, inside baseball fan connection they have.
Love it. Okay, who else from the art side?
Craig White. Now, he's maybe less known by name, but crucial. He did the covers for a lot of the Give Yourself Goosebumps books.
The Choose Your Own Adventure ones,
Yeah.
right? Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yep. And his style was so good, so close to Jacobus's vibe, that a lot of people thought it was Jacobus. High praise.
Gaffer.
And here's the really big news about Craig White. This cursed CityCon appearance. It's apparently his first convention appearance ever as an artist.
Get out. Seriously, first one ever.
That's what the sources say, which is a huge get for the convention. It shows they're not just booking the usual circuit folks. They're bringing out foundational creators who haven't done this before.
That's amazing. Really fresh for attendees.
Then you've got the modern era represented with Manny Gonzalez.
The graphic novel artist.
Yeah.
Haunted Mask, Monster Blood, the recent ones.
Exactly. So fans can connect with someone working on the franchise right now.
Oh.
Plus, she's got a great local tie-in.
Oh, yeah.
She's originally from the RGV, the Rio Grande Valley, down in Texas.
Yeah.
So it's a cool way to spotlight a Texas native making her mark on this huge franchise.
Nice local connection. And finally, someone from the sound side.
Jack Lenz, the composer for the original 90s TV series.
The theme song guy.
The theme song guy. That iconic, creepy, unforgettable theme. It's basically the sound of Goosebumps.
Totally. It's pure nostalgia fuel.
His music was so central. He'll be there both days, Saturday and Sunday, and you just know, with vinyl being so popular again.
People are going to want him to sign those soundtrack LPs.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine getting the actual composer to sign your copy of the theme song. It's going to be huge demand for him.
So this whole lineup,
Yeah.
artists, composer, puppeteer, it really covers the bases, sets the stage perfectly.
Creates this whole ecosystem of the franchise's history, which leads us perfectly to the main event.
And don't miss the new Magic the Gathering collection, only available at TrophySmack.com.
Okay, let's talk about the headliner. The one that really cements Cursed CityCon's place and brings this whole Goosebumps reunion to its peak, R.L. Stine.
The man himself. Now, why is this such a big deal? Hasn't he done conventions before?
That's the thing. Historically, not really. Not like this.
No.
In the convention world, R.L. Stine has been seen as, well, the term used as a mythical unicorn.
A unicorn. Really? Why?
He just typically avoided the big mainstream fan conventions for years. His preference seemed to be smaller events, library things, book festivals, often closer to New York where he's based.
Any idea why?
Probably a mix of things. Big cons mean huge costs, security challenges, massive crowds. Maybe just not his scene compared to more focused literacy events. For a long time, getting him for a major fan con was considered basically impossible.
Okay, so knowing that, how did Cursed CityCon, a second-year show, pull this off?
Persistence and proof.
Yeah.
The organizer, Jesus Hernandez, apparently started trying almost 3 years ago, before the first con even happened.
Wow, playing the long game.
Totally. And Stine, very wisely, wanted to see how year one went. He needed to see they could run a professional, safe, successful event before committing.
So 2024 was essentially the audition.
Exactly. Once they nailed year one, the deal for year two was locked in. And apparently the organizer had to keep it a secret for over a year.
That's insane pressure, but shows the level they're operating at.
Definitely. And Stine's involvement led to this really nice partnership with the San Antonio Public Library.
How does that work?
The organizer saw getting Stine as more than just a booking coup. It was like a thank you love letter to libraries for promoting reading, especially Goosebumps, to kids for decades. So the library is actually going to be involved in introducing Stine at the con.
That's a fantastic tie-in. Connects the celebrity back to the core mission of reading.
Perfectly. And now, the biggest part for our friends, the Goosebumps Crew.
The moderation. They're moderating R.L. Stine's main panel on Saturday.
This is it. This is the pinnacle. It moves them from talking about the franchise history to actively shaping it on a huge stage, live.
Talk about pressure. They're representing the fans, asking the questions.
It's an enormous honor and a huge responsibility. They have to balance being genuine fans with being professional moderators. Nick Shaw from the crew summed it up perfectly.
What did he say?
He said, this is a dream come true. We get to ask R.L. Stine the questions we've always wanted, and we get to do it in front of a live audience of fellow fans.
That really captures it. The fans asking the questions through the most dedicated fans.
It's that connection. But super important note for anyone planning to go, R.L. Stine is Saturday only.
Right. Signings, photo ops, the panel with the crew, all happening on Saturday.
So that day is going to be absolutely packed with Goosebumps energy. Plan accordingly.
Now, while Goosebumps is clearly the heart of Saturday, Cursed CityCon is a broader horror show. Who else is on the lineup that shows that diversity?
Okay, definitely need to mention J.M. Logan again from JML Films. Indie filmmaker The Relic. Dragon coming up.
But his other job, the makeup effects.
Yes. This story is wild. He's done makeup effects on huge horror movies, right? The Conjuring, Annabelle.
Top-tier stuff.
But he also worked on Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ. And get this. The super close-up shot of Christ's hand being nailed to the cross. That's apparently J.M. Logan's actual hand.
No way! Seriously, the same guy doing demons in that.
Isn't that incredible? Horror makeup artist whose hand is immortalized in this massive biblical epic. What a contradiction.
I heard the con runner joked about promoting it as having the hand of God at the show, but his wife shot that down fast.
Yeah, smart move by her. But it shows the fun, slightly irreverent vibe of the event.
Okay. Who else represents the non-Goosebumps horror?
Cullen Bunn. Big name in comics. He does amazing independent stuff like Harold County, which even has its own soundtrack. That's how detailed it is.
But he's done mainstream stuff too, right?
Oh, yeah. Marvel, DC. He's written Deadpool, X-Men, major titles. So he brings in the whole graphic novel, sequential art horror crowd, ensures it's not just one type of horror.
Good mix. Now let's talk San Antonio itself, because the city seems like part of the appeal.
Absolutely. It's not just a random location. San Antonio is steeped in history, ghost stories. It's a character in the story of this con.
You've got the Alamo, the Riverwalk, huge tourist draws, but also known for paranormal stuff.
Definitely. That deep history attracts ghost hunters, psychics, people really into local legends. The organizer said the local horror scene is alive and thriving, or unalive, if you will.
And they're featuring local authors who tap into that?
Yeah, like Johnny Compton. He wrote The Spite House, got nominated for a Stoker Award.
And didn't he have a weird encounter related to the con organizer?
Yeah. Apparently, while waiting to do a news spot together last year, the organizer started telling Compton these intense personal stories about growing up near the border, dealing with stuff involving the cartels.
Real-life scary stuff.
Exactly. And Compton, the horror writer, was reportedly totally gripped, maybe even a little freaked out by the realness of it all.
Wonder if that'll show up in his books now.
Could be. Then there's Celso Rado, author of the Ghost Tracks.
Okay, the Ghost Tracks. That's maybe San Antonio's most famous spooky legend.
It's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Let's break it down because it's a classic. The story goes way back, maybe 30s or 40s. A school bus stalled on these railroad tracks.
And got hit by a train. All the kids died.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Yeah. But the legend today is this ritual. You drive out there, put your car in neutral on the tracks.
And the ghosts of the kids push you off to safety.
That's the legend. And the proof. You put flour or baby powder on your trunk beforehand.
And afterward, you see little handprints in the powder. Chills.
It's such a persistent, evocative legend. It was even featured on Unsolved Mysteries back in the day.
Wow.
So Celso Rado, being a local, took that core San Antonio myth and wrote a whole novel around it. It shows the con celebrating that deep, local folklore, not just imported Hollywood horror.
And speaking of local flavor meets Goosebumps, that promo art.
Oh, the art by Beanie. It's fantastic. It perfectly blends Tim Jacobus' iconic Goosebumps cover style.
With San Antonio cryptids, like La Llorona, the Chupacabra.
El Cuckoo, the boogeyman. It's brilliant. Takes this global brand aesthetic and uses it to celebrate very specific Texas legends.
The organizer called it the Avengers moment for San Antonio cryptids. Love that.
It's such a cool piece of cultural fusion.
Yeah.
And apparently it'll be available as a print at the con.
Okay, one last thing about the cruise plans for the weekend. It's not just the con. Right?
Oh, no. They have a secondary mission. Operation Goosebumps Hunt.
Of course they do. Hitting up the local bookstores.
Every half-price books, every Barnes & Noble, and crucially, every Five Below they can find in San Antonio, looking for vintage finds, new releases, the whole gamut.
Gotta complete the collection.
Always. And, since it's late September, Spirit Halloween will be open.
Ah, for Bjorn especially, coming from Australia.
Exactly. Where Halloween isn't quite the massive seasonal industry, it is here. It's like the ultimate bonus spooky season experience for him. They're packing it all in.
Okay, so let's bring it all together. What's the big takeaway here? Why does this specific event matter so much?
I think it's that fusion we talked about. You've got this global digital fandom embodied by an award-winning podcast team flying in from literally across the world.
Meeting the physical local community in San Antonio.
And having that whole gathering validated and celebrated by the actual creators, especially R.L. Stine. It's history being made, really. A validation of modern fan culture, fan journalism.
It shows how much passion and dedication can really elevate fans into being central players in the story of these franchises.
Absolutely. They're not just consuming the culture, they're shaping it, influencing convention lineups, driving the conversation.
So for you, the listener, if you want to witness this moment, see the crew moderate R.L. Stine. Here's how you get to Cursed CityCon.
The dates again, Saturday, September 27th and Sunday, September 28th.
Tickets are at www.cursedcitycon.com. We'll put that link in the description, of course.
And you've got options. Full weekend pass, Saturday only, or Sunday only, whatever fits your schedule.
And a really nice perk for families. Kids 12 and under get in free with a paying adult.
Makes it a great potential horror-themed family weekend.
Now, if meeting R.L. Stine is your main goal, remember, Saturday only.
Right. And there's a specific R.L. Stine experience pass you can buy. It bundles the panel admission, the photo op, and an autograph. If you want that, grab that package specifically. Probably wise to do it sooner rather than later.
Good tip. And if you're traveling and need a place to stay.
The con is at the Marriott San Antonio Airport, and they have a discounted room block. Best way to get that rate is to book your room through the link on the Cursed CityCon website. Keeps you right there in the middle of everything.
Okay, so final thought for you to chew on, building on this fan power idea.
Think about this. How these online communities, like a podcast started by just 3 friends who really love something,
Can now use their platform, their credibility, their awards to directly influence major pop culture events.
they're bringing guests who were once considered unobtainable, like Stine, to the fans. They're literally making fan history in real time.
It ensures that the legacy of something like Goosebumps, these stories we grew up with, keeps evolving, keeps thriving, powered by the fans themselves.
That's the real power of fandom today. It's
Yeah.
democratic, it's active, and it's changing the landscape. Pretty amazing to watch.
Greetings, boys and girls. My name is Isaiah Vargas. For over 3 decades, R.L. Stine's Goosebumps has reigned as one of the best-selling book series in history, spawning a monster franchise that's lasted since 1992 and spawning a massive fan base. Folks who love to talk about this influential series. And that's where we come in. Join the Goosebumps crew, Nick Shaw, Bjorn Panelik, and myself every week as we dive into the world of Goosebumps and talk about everything from the books, TV shows, movies, video games, merchandise, and so much more. Many like-minded Goosebumps fans and a growing list of special guests join us. So if you want Goosebumps, get with the program. Tune in to the Goosebumps crew every week on YouTube and audio platforms. Become a Goosebumps crew member today. Listen with the lights on.